Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 17, The Victory of Hiranyaksha. Verse 26. Is that the only one I'm supposed to say, or that's it? Last time I was given like 2 or 3 verses which had all big purports. Now I'm given one thing which only has one sentence. It's an important sentence.
It's balanced. Some days it's a lot, some days it's nothing.
Sa Varsha Pugan Udado Mahabalas Charan Mahormin Tvazan Niritan Mahu Morvya Bijagne Gadaya Vibhavarim Ashadivams Tata Purim Prachetasa Savarsha Pugan Udado Mahabalas Charan Mahormin Chavasa Niritan Mohu Morvya Bijagne Gadaya Vibhavarim Asti Divams Tata Purim Prachetasa Savarsha Pugan Udado Mahabalas Charan Manormin Chavasani Vitan Muhu Morvya Bijagne Gadaya Vibhavarim Ashedivams Tata Parim Bechestata Savarsha Pugan Udado Mahabalas Charan Manormin Chavasani Tan Muhu Morvya Bijagne Gadaya Vibhavarim Ashedivams Tata Parim Bechestasa Varsha Pugan for many years. Udado in the ocean. Mahabala mighty. Charan moving. Maha Urmin gigantic waves. Svasana by the wind. Iritan tossed. Muhu again and again. Morvya iron. Abhijagne he struck. Gadaya with his mace. Vivavarim Vibavari. Asidavan reached. Tata, oh dear Vidura. Purim, the capital. Purchased of Varuna. Moving about in the ocean for many, many years, the mighty Hiranyaksha smote the gigantic wind-tossed waves again and again with his iron mace and reached Vibharvi, the capital of Varuna. Please repeat. Moving about in the ocean for many, many years, the mighty Hiranyaksha smote the gigantic wind-tossed waves again and again with his iron mace and reached Vibharvi, the capital of Varuna. Purport. Varuna is supposed to be the predominating deity of the waters, and his capital, which is known as Vibharvi, is within the watery kingdom. Any questions or comments? Varuna is supposed to be the predominating deity of the waters, and his capital, which is known as Vidarbhi, is within the watery kingdom.
My question is, why did Hiranyaksha attack the water? And why for so many years? Was he bored? It says he smoked for years.
Well, ultimately, he's looking for battle. He's looking for, as we'll see in subsequent verses, which I'm not supposed to read today. And then somebody could revisit and give class again on the same verses. Okay. Actually, we see in the very next. So now you think that you're wandering and you come upon a home or a nice place, or what to speak of, the capital. Here's the capital of Varuna, who's the overlord, the demigod of the entire ocean. You would think, like we're approaching the land of Oz, so we're going to reach the Wizard of Oz, and with great awe and reverence and fear and trembling, we're going to meet the wizard. But what does this Hiranyaksha do? Vibharvi is the home of Varuna, lord of the aquatic creatures and guardian of the lower regions of the universe, where the demons generally reside. So he's kind of like, like an Okefenokee if he's going to Oklahoma City. Wow, this is the capital of all the Okies like me. So the place where all the demons generally reside. Well, I'm a demon. I'm the biggest demon. Wow, this is the capital of the demons. There, Hiranyaksha fell at Varuna's feet. That's nice. But then what does he ask for? He fell like a low-born man. This is like feigned humility, to make fun of him, and he said with a smile, "Give me battle, O Supreme Lord." He just wanted to come and pick a fight. Imagine somebody comes to your house, knocks on the door, and you open the door and say, "Yes, I'm here to have a fight. Please give me a big fight, you know. The demoniac person always challenges others and tries to occupy others' property by force. Here, these symptoms are fully displayed Hiranyaksha, who begged war from a person who had no desire to fight. So we see this on a more subtle level, that people are always, when confronted with Krishna consciousness, with the truth, which we, the representatives of Srila Prabhupada, or the aspiring representatives of Srila Prabhupada represent, they want to challenge. They want to fight and prove their own view of atheism or some concocted religion or some sensual gratification is by far superior than the truth that we're representing. And more than that, that the truth is, what we're following is false, concocted. They put names on it like paganism, and then they want to give us their heartfelt blessings by going, "You're going straight to hell, straight to hell," you know. We had one purportedly dressed Orthodox of the particular religion this person purported to be in, come by the Harinam in Brooklyn Atlantic Avenue and offer such wonderful words to us out of the blue for no reason, unprovoked. The preamble to that was that he was covering his ears with his hands. So we could augment the discussion about the demons with Krishna's own statement about them. Those who are demoniac, who do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done, neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Cleanliness is next to godliness, or cleanliness is helpful for us to understand the truth. Demons like things to be dirty, unkempt, confused, disturbed. These symptoms aid them in proposing, purporting, and championing the cause of untruth. In every civilized human society, there is some set of scriptural rules and regulations which is followed from the beginning, especially among the Aryans, those who adopt the Vedic civilization, who are known as the most advanced civilized peoples. A definition of those who follow the Vedic tradition is that they are progressing, and progressing to the worthy cause, on the path back home, back to Godhead, the path of progress. Whereas the demoniac way of life is the opposite, it's the path of degradation. And we see here in the world that we live in now that there's so much invention for material comforts and material sense gratification, and it's reaching a point where these things are being used in ways to degrade the very fabric of humankind, obscuring for such things as what is a man and what is a woman. So much so that someone who's in a position of political power can't even give a straight answer. What do you mean by a man or a woman, you know? And ultimately these, such a simple thing as a man and a woman is a creation of the Supreme Lord. For someone to grow up healthy as a child, they need both, a loving mother and a father. A mother can offer to the child something that the father can't, and the father can offer something to the child that the mother can't, because there's two different natures, male and female. But they want to just erase that and encourage abortion and free sex. So what happens is that Planned Parenthood, so that my right to choose, my body, my choice. So the result is that, there's less children being born, and those that are born are being given terrible upbringings and very haphazard kind of life before they turn 18 years old, and they become very disturbed. And that's very good for business, the prison business, because then we could fill up the prisons with all of the Varna Sankar when they commit all kinds of crimes. And, we make money from this. So many things. It's like a vicious, vicious chain. So whether it's planned or unplanned, they don't know what they're doing, but they, in a sense, they do have a plan. And if things are disturbing to the natural order that's set up by Krishna himself ultimately, then they consider that progress. Anything that disturbs God, disturbs godly people, disturbs the natural godly order, they think that's a good thing. Therefore, it is stated that the demons do not follow the scriptural rules, nor do they have any inclination to follow them. Most of them do not know them, and even if some of them know, they have no tendency to follow him. They have no faith, nor are they willing to act in terms of the Vedic injunctions. The demons are not clean, either externally or internally. So we see people wearing all, fancy, latest fashions, very bright and spiffy and shiny, and they look clean, maybe, but their hearts are filthy, caked black, dirty. And just the appearance of a devotee, a man or a woman dressing conservatively, keeping themselves properly covered, especially in the summertime, we see these people become very incensed, to be reminded, hello, proper human dignity to not expose your private parts and excite others sexually. And I'm living my life like that. They're very, very upset to be reminded of that. Just like Hiranyaksha is looking for a fight. One should always be careful to keep his body clean by bathing, brushing teeth, shaving. What's your austerity for Kartik, Prabhu? Oh, I'm just growing a big beard. Don't I look cool? Man, I'm really austere, ain't I? Actually, if I don't shave, I'll say my own experience, for like 5 days or something, and it's so itchy and scratchy, and it's horrible, Changing clothes, etc. As far as internal cleanliness is concerned, one should always remember to do what? Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The demons neither like nor follow all these rules for external and internal cleanliness. I think it's a little abated, but in recent years it's been a fashion amongst certain persons who consider themselves to be in a male body to wear their trousers in such a way that their buttocks is exposed. Their underwear. There was a funny cartoon where like a 2-year-old boy, like a 4-year-old boy was pointing to one of these type of persons dressed like that, and the caption said, "I was taught to pull my pants up when I was 2 years old." Just see, they think that this is cool, but it's actually the most obnoxious and disgusting and and humiliating kind of thing, but they think this is fashion, and this makes me cool to dress like this. As for behavior, there are many rules and regulations guiding human behavior, such as the Manu Samhita, which is the law of the human race. Actually, if you look at the codes of Manu Samhita compared to how people are acting and behaving today, it's a shocking contrast, especially justice. For one who does sexual abuse, their sexual organs are castrated right on the spot, no questions asked. That's Manu Samhita. Very severe. Even up to today, those who are Hindu follow the Manu Samhita. Laws of inheritance and other legalities are derived from this book. Now in the Manu Samhita, it is clearly stated that a woman should not be given freedom. That does not mean that women are to be kept as slaves, but they are like children. Children are not given freedom, but that does not mean that they are kept as slaves. The demons have now neglected such injunctions, and they think that women should be given as much freedom as men. The simple idea that Prabhupada is emphasizing here on this one is that women will be exploited sexually by lusty men, by this idea that women are equally free as men. So that women should be protected. They should be protected from lusty and sexually advantage-seeking men. Women are very in tune to understand if a man is sexually attracted to them. It's part of the built-in radar. So therefore, for the man, they should be very careful in dealings with women, and therefore the highest form of knowledge Srila Prabhupada is given. One of them is to see all women, except if one is married, your wife as mother. Just think of that, to see all women like you would see and treat your mother. What level of respect and self and sense control is required to actually do like that honestly and completely. And built in with that is very great transcendental knowledge of the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and your relationship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which, going beyond the so-called main religions of this world today, is that one can actually understand that Krishna is the Param Purush, and that all others ultimately are to be enjoyed by him. In other words, transcendental female in relation to the Param Purush, the only supreme male personality. Mirabai, the great saint, contemporary of Jiva Goswami, ultimately took shelter in Sri Vrindavan Dham. As if you go to Vrindavan, you saw the Mirabai temple. Mirabai temple is, if you go out the front door of Radha Damodar temple, make a left. There's a little kind of bodega shop there, and there's a road. You make a right, and right on that lane is the temple of Mirabai, where she performed her bhajan, and there's still the Shalagram Shila, which was gifted to her by her envious family, by her brother. We're giving you a gift of a Shalagram Shila, but it was actually a poisonous cobra. And she said, thank you. And she opened the basket, and there wasn't a cobra inside, but there was a Shalagram Shila. Krishna transformed from the poisonous cobra into a Shalagram Shila. So you can still see that. So it's a very short walk. She wanted to meet Jiva Goswami, and Jiva Goswami, the message came back, I'm very sorry, but I'm a male, and I cannot meet any woman. And what was her reply? Since when are there more than 2 males in Vrindavan? And Jiva Goswami can understand the caliber of this personality and there was a sanctified and controlled and very memorable meeting after that. This is Vaishnava and Vaishnavi culture. The demons, they don't want any part in such things. Topless, bottomless, interchangeable, intergender sex, that is their idea of advanced civilization, but it's completely the opposite direction. This is proper social behavior according to the Manu Samhita, but modern education has artificially devised a puffed up concept of womanly life, and therefore marriage is practically now an imagination in human society. Anyway, it goes on and on. They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. The demoniac conclude that the world is a phantasmagoria. What is the definition in the dictionary of phantasmagoria?
It says, a sequence of real or imaginary images like those seen in a dream.
That's it? Anything else?
Comes from the French, phantasmagoria.
There is no cause and effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Poor John Lennon. They say that this cosmic manifestation arises due to chance, material actions and reactions. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have no other theory that the world has come about in its own way and that there is no reason to believe that there is a God behind it. Who is this nonsense fellow making the rounds these days? What's his first name? Harari. He's like the aide de camp to Klaus Schwab, and he's like a consultant in Harvard and MIT and all these fancy places, and the guy just expounds complete atheism. And he's held up to be like someone worth listening to. For them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the Supreme Spirit. Everything is matter only, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a mass of ignorance. According to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance and perception. What a bleak and terrible view of things. They take it for granted that all manifestation of diversity is a display of ignorance. Just as in a dream, we may create so many things which actually have no existence. Then when we are awake, we shall see that everything is simply a dream. But factually, although the demons say that life is a dream, and here's Prabhupada's caveat on these nonsense people and their philosophy, they're very expert at enjoying the dream. Isn't it? So if it's all a dream, right, what would be the natural thought? Where's the reality? And so instead of acquiring knowledge, or real knowledge, they become more and more implicated in their dreamland. Like you go to Times Square and just you're bombarded with all of these billboards just promoting how to enjoy more and more. Better, bigger, and better, and different. They conclude that as a child is simply the result of sexual intercourse between a man and a woman, this world is born without any soul. Now, proper woke liberal philosophy is that a man can give birth to a child, and then gender reassignment. For them, it is only a combination of matter that has produced the living entities, and there is no question of existence of the soul. As many living creatures come out from perspiration and from a dead body without any cause, the whole living world has come out of the material combinations of the cosmic manifestation. Therefore, material nature is the cause of this manifestation, and there is no other cause. They do not believe in the words of Krishna, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Under my direction, the whole material world is moving. In other words, among the demons, there is no perfect knowledge of the creation of the world. Every one of them has some particular theory of his own. According to them, one interpretation of the scriptures is as good as another. And they do not believe in a standard understanding of the scriptural injunctions. Did we feel that when we were, before coming to Krishna consciousness, associating with so-called friends and other people? Everyone had their own opinion, and, to disagree or decry another's opinion, even with, trying to push the person with all logic and reason and common sense, and they become angry. It's like looking for water in a desert. Following such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost in themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. The demoniac are engaged in activities that will lead the world to destruction. How about that, huh? Isn't that clearly evident right now? The Lord states that they are less intelligent. The materialists have no concept of God, they think that they are advancing. But according to Bhagavad Gita, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. They try to enjoy this material world to the utmost limit, and therefore always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization, but the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave towards one another. No idea. Animal killing is very prominent amongst demoniac people. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly, this verse anticipates the invention of nuclear weapons, of which the whole world is today very proud. At any moment, war may take place, and these atomic weapons may create havoc. Such things are created solely for the destruction of the world, and this is indicated here. Due to godlessness, such weapons are invented in human society. They are not meant for the peace and prosperity of the world. So they have no idea how to behave towards one another. Ultimately, Vaishnav culture is a culture of the heart, understanding how to relate with another person. A person ultimately is a devotee. Prabhupada says in the Bhagavad Gita, living entities in a pure state are called devotees. So devotees are very, very personal. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no personal relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord, but in the personalist philosophy, there is. So we are given the wonderful instruction and maxim, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage, offer your love to me. Surely you will come to me without fail. So the greatest love that we can share between each other is to help each other to approach Krishna and uncover and reestablish our eternal staibhav, permanent loving relationship with the Supreme Lord. That's what friends are for, to relate Krishna conscious friendship to that common saying, that's what friends are for. Not like friends don't let friends drink alone, you know. That's what friends are for, you know. Buying the first round at the bar, you know. No. Prabhupada said, the friendship is over when the smoking material is finished. Who's ever got the best weed on the block, that his house becomes the clubhouse, you know, where everybody's there. And when it's all gone, friendship is over. That is sense gratification. Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusion, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. The demons have no satiation for their lust. They will go on increasing their insatiable desires for material enjoyment. Although they are always full of anxieties on account of accepting non-permanent things, they still continue to engage in such activities out of illusion. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading in the wrong way. Accepting non-permanent things, such demoniac people create their own God, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly. The result is that they become more and more attracted to two things: sex enjoyment and accumulation of material wealth. The word asochi, avrita, unclean vows, is very significant in this connection. Such demoniac people are only attracted by wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. Those are their asuchi, unclean habits. Induced by pride and false prestige, they create some principles of religion which are not approved by the Vedic injunctions. Although such demoniac people are most abominable in the world, by artificial means the world creates a false honor for them. Although they are gliding toward hell, they consider themselves very much advanced. Vibharvi is the home of Varuna, lord of the aquatic creatures and guardian of the lower regions of the universe, where the demons generally reside. Thus, there Hiranyaksha fell at Varuna's feet like a low-born man, and to make fun of him, he said with a smile, "Give me battle, O Supreme Lord." Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Huh?
It's past 9 o'clock, so we should just end.
That's your comment?
Yeah. And my question can be
Everyone agrees? All right. You can call me anything you want, but don't call me late for prasadam. Swa prasad and adilo bhai. Hare Krishna. Natabara Śrimad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Now, if they're late with the prasadam, then you're going to get in trouble for like, you were the, oh, okay. So if you were the cook, then you're definitely not a schnook.